Hello, Brazy. Right, so I'm going to do you a past, present, future reading. I'm going to use one of these cards to give you some advice, and then I'll do the past, present, future. But then I like to give some advice, just so if we need advice, we've got this card to go back to, if that makes any sense. So, we got the giant redwood. Now, this card is telling you, do not underestimate yourself. You're a lot stronger, braver, resourceful than you give yourself credit for. So you need to make sure that you're looking at how much you can give the world and shy away from feeling inadequate or less than. So that's just your advice. What we're going to do is, if the other cards we need advice, this is what we're going to go back to. But right, let me jump into your reading. So we're going to start, you guessed it, on past. Past. Right. We'll start in the order that they came out. So this is someone that is very deep, like they have a lot of emotions and they're very deep. Now, the thing is with this person, they don't like argument and confrontation. So in order to avoid that, they'll almost people please because they don't want to get caught up in the arguments. Now, the thing is with this over a long period of time, it builds up resentment, it builds up anger, and you end up bursting. It's also unfair for the other person involved, right? This is in the past, so you might have sort of evolved out of this, or as it's coming up in the reading, it may be something that you still need to look at. So you need to sort of re-examine it and look at when you made that decision years ago. Maybe you, I don't know, maybe you was in a relationship where there was loads of arguments. Maybe it was like a parent trauma thing. Maybe it was with siblings, whatever it may be. At some point in the past, you've decided, right, I'm not entertaining these arguments. But it's not fair in other people either. When you do things like this, it means that you're not just having boundaries. You're not putting these boundaries in place, what's making it easier for people that are interacting with you and dealing with you to know where they stand, know what's okay, know what's not okay. So make sure you're communicating. This doesn't mean that you get all argumentative and go from one extreme to another, but it does mean that you communicate any problems that you may have. So if someone's pissing you off, you say, look, I don't like the way you're treating me. I don't like the way you're behaving. I don't like what you're doing. I don't agree with what you're saying. Just speaking up for yourself and not shying away from it because you want to avoid confrontation. Sometimes confrontation is needed. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it really sort of blows away the cobwebs and stops loads of resentment building up. The next card we got is Justice. Now, again, this is in the past. So that means it's something that's happened in the past, obviously, because it's past. But it's obviously, for it to be shown now, it means that it's still impacting your future in some sort of way. So this is about you putting off a decision. Now, like I said, it's in the past, but the decision is in the past, but maybe it's something that you still haven't made, if that makes sense. Now, they're both looking at you like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you doing? The swords over the head is sort of saying, you need to make this decision, you need to make this decision fast. They're like, what you gonna do? And this ain't a decision like that's easy. Some decisions, you know, is like a fucking no-brainer. This could be a decision that's like, you know, letting go of something that hurt you, or believing in yourself, or something like that. You know, sort of them decisions. Again, going back to this card, not underestimating yourself. You still need to make this decision. Until you make it, it's blocking your path, and it's a decision that needs to be made a long time ago. Right, last but not least, for past, we have the moon. Now, the moon is my side of the card, but the moon can represent two things, right? And it's about how you perceive it. It can represent magic, dreams, wishing upon a star and your dream coming true. All these beautiful things, like a starlit romantic walk, like all these beautiful things. Or the other side is it could represent pain, anguish, nightmares, anxiety, insomnia. It's all about how you use this energy, but it represents this energy coming into your life. Now, this could be you getting more in touch with spirituality. This could be you and Denise. This could be a few things. But it's definitely, especially as it's like the end of the past, it's like these things happened and then you've got this energy coming in. Whatever it is, again, it's about how you perceive it. It's about how you alchemize it. So whether you choose to have nightmares or you use them nightmares as to push through and deepen your shadow work and deepen who you are. So, because you shouldn't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate yourself, fool. Right, the next one we're going to look at is present. So we've got present, Brandon. Oh, right. I like these. This is saying that in the material world, things are going okay for you. Now, I feel like we live in Western society. We live in a society where if you're not living in a mansion, going on holidays every weekend and driving like the biggest car, we feel like we're not doing well financially. But realistically, if you look around the world or even look throughout history, if you've got a roof over your head, electric, food in your belly, like you can do majority of things that you want to do within reason, then you're materially better off than a lot of people in the world, right? This card is saying, appreciate it. Appreciate it. A lot of times in life, we're so busy focusing on what we want, we don't focus on what we have. Now, this is a problem for a few reasons. Psychologically, right, it means you're really ungrateful. It can be anxiety. It can cause you depression. It can cause stress. It can cause you feeling not good enough. All of these things, right? But spiritually, the law of attraction, how the law of attraction works, it works on gratitude. Gratitude is the frequency. So when you're feeling grateful for something, like I'm grateful for this money I have, the law of attraction is like, universe is like, right, Brandon wants money, let's get this money to him, and it starts sending you more money. Whereas if you're like, I've got no money, it's that broke mentality, if that makes sense. So make sure you're being grateful for what it is that you have already. All right. That in mind, it is also saying, remember how infinite the universe is. The universe and the possibilities of the universe is limitless, right? Like seriously, people don't seem to realize that if you can believe it or you can imagine it, it's achievable. Now, people always be like, but you can't fly. Tell that to the people that flew to the moon. Some people might be like, you can't do magic. Go and turn on your light. Turn on your light, or even how you're watching this now. It's because someone had a thought, do you know what? I'm going to make a magical device that it makes it so people can talk to each other via FaceTime and see each other from the other sides of the world. People have thought it was fucking insane, but they knew that the universe is limitless, right? And that opens up literally an infinite realm of possibility. Now, this is Three of Wands. Now, Wands is fire, and the story of fire in tarot. One is that feeling when you have that idea. You like when inspiration strikes. 2 is when you start heading in the direction, and then 3 is when you realize, do you know what, guys? Like, this is infinite. Like, the realm of possibilities in the universe is infinite, and it's that excitement of that. So please, please, please sit there. Whatever it is, what I do is I'm like, right, what do I want? And I'll literally ask the universe. You know, like when you're trying to remember the name of a song, or the name of a film, or a name of an actor, and the more you try and think about it and hold on to it, the less you're likely, the less you can remember it. It sort of feels like it's getting further and further away from your memory. Whereas if you go and like think about something else or go and do something else, it will pop up into your head later on. That's how I do it with the law of attraction. So I'll be like, what is it that I want, and how? And then if you already know that, it would be, how do I get what I want? But you can start with one, and then do the second one a couple of days later, and then let it go. Go and do something else. And then I guarantee you, when you're quiet in your mind, whether it's you driving, having a shower, relaxing, meditating, whatever it will be, it will pop into your head, and then you'll be like, that's what I want. Or it will pop into your head and you'll be like, that's how I do it. And it might be starting a project. It might be something really small, but that's the first step towards where it is that you want to go. Right, for the last one for the present, we have strength. To me, this is like echoing what this says. This is saying, remember how strong you are. Now, this isn't like a roaring, the loudest thing in the fucking, what is it called, jungle. This is a real strength. This is, I am divine. I am dedicated. I am full of love and beauty and happiness. And because of that, I'm strong. It's like you see this beautiful energy behind him. He's got his rose in his mouth. He's got the infinite symbol of divinity. Like, it's a real beautiful strength. And it's, again, reminding you that you have that strength inside of you. And to complement this card, it complements this card really nicely. Right, most exciting part. Let me put these over here. Most exciting parts is future. Future, future, future. Right. Future, future. Brandon, Brandon. Future, future, future. Brandon, Brandon, Brandon. Future, future. They're jumping out. Right. Future. Oh. Right. I'm gonna do them in order. They all literally jumped out at me. So first off, we have the Six of Cups. Now the Six of Cups, I love this card. Now I'm a Celtic witch, and we are very focused around nature. And nature, in nature, roots represents the lessons that we've learned, the blessings, the memories, the people that we've come in contact with. It's really like a symbolic representation. Now this is representing the beauty of it. So it's representing a life that has been so beautiful and so deep and so deeply connected. It's just really, really nice energy emotionally, having these relationships and these lessons and these blessings. So that's a beautiful one for future. It's a really, really nice one. We then have this. Now this is, 1 minute, 2, 4, the Six of Pentacles. Now the Six of Pentacles, again, it's a really nice energy. You know, when you think of, when you start things like this, when we spoke about this, it's like planting seeds, right? So you're planting seeds of opportunity, whether it's business plans, whether it's whatever it may be. So you plant the seed. What's the idea? That seed's planted. Then you water it, and that's when you put the action in. This card representing that coming to bloom. So it's like you've had the idea, you've put the action in, you've worked your fucking ass off, you've done what it is that you needed to do, and now you're gonna see the benefits of it. It does come with a bit of warning. Don't dig up the seed constantly. Focus on where it is that you want to be. Don't constantly dig up the seed, look how it's doing, because it's going to hinder it, if not kill it. Focus on where it is that you want to be, putting the action in it, eye on the goal, eyes on the prize, and head towards it. Now, interesting, we've got the last card is the Hermit. Now, I think Hermit stage is a very, very important stage of life. And I like the fact that this ends with it. This is about you going into yourself. This is about you going inside, having that time where you're meditating, where you're connecting to yourself, you're connecting to the divine. You're sort of realizing the importance of being okay alone. And okay, we're not okay alone. It's not about you don't feel okay alone already. More like the excitement of that, the power of that, and really bringing that back in with the meditation and where it is that you want to be and who it is that you want to be. So it's a really, really nice reflective stage. So I'm going to do a run through. We've got this. This is sometime in the past you decided that it's better not to argue, and it's to be and to avoid confrontation. You're going to work on that. A decision that you put off a long time ago. Maybe you put this decision off for so fucking long that you never made a decision, right? And because you never made that decision, it could be blocking your, well, it will be blocking your life in some sort of way. So shadow work needs to be done around this. We then have the moon stage. Again, it's about perception. So it's whether you see it as nightmares or dreams. Like, what do you see it as? This could represent some bad things that happen to you that you're looking at as in a negative way. When really, if you look back, you're safe now. You're over it now. There's beauty in it. There's beauty in pain, because it means, as our friend 50 Cent says, without rain, you wouldn't appreciate the sun. You really wouldn't. And if without rain, you wouldn't learn. You really, really wouldn't learn. So appreciate this time. We have you being grateful for what it is that you have already. That doesn't mean you don't still have big dreams and go after them. It's about balance. Balance out being grateful for what you have with wanting more. Balance it out. Realising how infinite the future is. Realising how big the realm of possibilities is if you're willing to fucking go after it. Look around you for inspiration. Look around, like I said, at electricity, at running water, at Wi-Fi, at mobiles. These are all just ideas. Someone sat there with an idea. About 100 people probably said to me, that's the fucking stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. A couple of people probably wanted to admit him in a mental hospital, but here we are now, eh? Don't forget how strong you are. It echoes that. Don't forget it. Don't forget it, you fool. Then future, we have this real emotional connection to yourself, to who you are, to your past, to the memories, the people, the lessons, the blessings, all them beautiful things. We have the seeds that you've grown, I'm guessing from like around this period or even now or even before now, really coming to bloom. And then we have you taking a step back and going inside a little bit and figuring out, I feel like this is, again, shadow work. So it's figuring out who you are, what you want, and sort of taking that restock. A lot of times when we have moments like this, and after this, is like looking at them roots and thinking, what are these lessons that I've made? What are these blessings? What are these memories that I've accumulated through my life? So, if you have any questions, I'm sure Denise will be here. Hi, Denise! To help you with any questions, but feel free to hit me up. I might not answer just because you never answer to me, and I'm petty like that, but as you pay for a reading, I might. Love you, Brazy. Bye. I hope this helped.